Las Vegas at the GCA show. After 2 years of hiatus, we're back in Vegas. World's largest cardboard trade show booth. Live here in Martinsville, Indiana. Live from Norwood Cigars.
When you guys said, we want you to come on the show once a month, I was like, dude, this is it.
Happy afternoon here from cloudy Florida.
Happy afternoon.
Happy afternoon.
Presented by Kristoff Cigars, along with Hiram Solomon Cigars, and coming to you live from the Corona Cigar Company studios.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Great Lakes podcast show. We got a really different lineup tonight, folks, just to let you know. Different people in different places. But
different people, or you mean the same people in different places?
Well, they do have a different
places, different faces.
It is different. Well, usually I'm on the right. Now I'm on the left side, and the stranger on my right, Mr. Tim Garrity, is our special guest tonight, president of the Chicago Pipe Club, and we got a lot to talk about that later on. And also in a different place is my sidekick up here, hanging out down there in Key West himself, Kyle Jesso, taking in the extra little island of Florida. How you doing there, Kyle?
Oh, doing great. Beautiful weather down here in Key West. We're sitting at the Cigar Lounge of the island.
A little louder, buddy. A little louder. A little louder if you could speak. Scream.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're going to be hanging out at the Island Cigar Factory. So we're going to be hanging out here for the night. The manager Jasmine may be joining us later. She's going to be coming down here, but we're having a good time. I'm steps away from Duval Street. So we are kicking it in vacation style.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, thanks for coming on your vacation night. It was a surprise. I did not know you were going to make it, but it's always great to have you there, buddy. And
you never know what's going to happen here on the Great Lakes Smoke Show. That's why I got to keep you on your toes.
Yes,
this is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
We do visit potential nudist colonies too.
Yes.
That's also a potential.
You're only 90 miles away from the Bahama nudist colony.
Oh, is that where you guys were?
As you
thrown out.
I put in the Instagram location, St. Thomas Virgin Islands, because yes, we were that close to being virgins.
I don't know about virgins, but the shrinkage must have scared everybody out of there. That's for sure. Well, in Florida himself there,
it was
cold. Retired Bob. Guys, how's it going down there today? All right? I mean,
good, very good. Hot, but we got a little bit of wind here tonight. That's why we didn't put our standard
Corona backdrop because it's a little windy here in Central Florida.
And last week it actually came down on our heads, so we didn't want to be embarrassed again. So you can look at the darkness out there. It's a little
dark. I can see the light coming from the I guess the water fountain back there, but that's all I can see right now. But that's all good. Hey, welcome everybody. First things first, hit the share button. Let's get this show and show everybody the Great Lakes Smoke Show and its crew. So I appreciate you doing it.
He didn't even introduce you.
He did.
He did? Did you introduce Frank?
I certainly did. I introduced him before I introduced you.
Yeah, no, it's all good. The people don't really need to know who I am.
No, yeah.
It's better off that they don't know.
I did. What can I tell you? I did. What can I say? I did the right thing. I didn't leave him out. Definitely not. But anyway, hit the share button, people. And if those who have the watch party set up, get that out of the way. There's going to be a lot of talk tonight about the show that we all absolutely love. It's been 3 years in the making, finally, because of COVID. The Chicago Pipe Show this coming weekend. And wow, it has been 3 years in the making. Believe me, those who know us, we wanted this show 2 years ago. We wanted it last year. We finally got it this year. COVID is COVID. We have no control of it. It's our local government that controlled us, and we are marching forward. And Tim is going to bring you all the news about that shortly. And we also have a special guest. He is a 4th generation pipe carver. That's going back a long way. And we're going to have Bill here shortly coming on. And folks, if you have questions and all, feel free on the Facebook page, jot them down, and Frank will keep an eye out and get some of those questions answered for you. All right. And of course, Tim Garrity of the Pipe Club, he's got some special gifts available for you on this segment, this week's segment called Smoke the Chooch. So you got to stick around. And,
always some interesting prize giveaway.
Well, we have a nice Capri smoking pipe.
Yeah, we got a beautiful game here, folks. That is a nice Capri.
Looks like a good size bowl, too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's big. It is a big bowl. I mean, that's sticking my whole finger in
I'm in there.
Wow, look at Ronnie fingering that bowl.
We don't know what here.
That way, you know. That really is a sharp-looking pipe.
That is a nice pipe. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's brand new. Was that a
brand new? A brand new pipe, folks. Never been smoked.
Very nice.
Tim Garrity and the Chicago Pipe Club. So we'll have that, and we might bring some more presents a little later on. But you have to wait. You got to stick around for this one. All right. All right. So with all that, folks, get ready. Get yourself your smoke, whatever you have. Get yourself your spirit. Sit back. Frank is going to take us to our sponsors, give you a little time to get organized. Come on back. We're going to have a lot of fun.
And we're going to have Bill. Bill will be back with us.
Bill will be on.
He'll be back with us while he's been back in the green room. You know, he's been getting situated.
Absolutely.
There we go. And we'll be right back.
All right, all right.
G Cigars is a dynamic new cigar brand grown from a love for cigar culture and a respect for the artisanship behind the craft. We are a minority-owned family business based in Orlando, Florida. Our current collection delivers 3 exclusive lines: Black Moses, Magic Stick, All Pro Series, featuring Leon Searcy's signature cigar and Ike Taylor's one-of-a-kind.
You got the one-of-a-kind rankings. They got me at 89. I'm cool with that.
We are focused on evolving as a dynamic brand and bringing you new flavor-filled blends that you'll enjoy and want to share. Visit our website at www.howardgcigars.com. You can find a full list of our retail partners there too. Thank you for making us part of your humidor. DAV Cigars out of New York. Decades of experience combined with true love and deep understanding of cigars result in the highest of standard of each DAV hand-rolled cigar.
This is Phil Morgan, General Manager of Missouri Meerschaum Corncob Pipes in Washington, Missouri. Our mission since 1869 has been to produce great smoking pipes that anyone can afford. We guarantee our pipes won't be your most expensive, but they just might be the ones you smoke the most. At Missouri Meerschaum Company, we don't just sell our corncob pipes, we grow them, make them, and smoke them. Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, Missouri, since 1869.
Loyalty, passion, courage. These are the founding principles of K by Karen Berger Cigars. The Maduro, the Habano, and the newly rated 93 by Cigar Journal Connecticut. Do yourself a favor and check out this wonderful line of cigars that come from a completely linear company from seed to your hands. Blue Smoke Atlanta is the vision of Robin Blue, founder and CEO, and represents an award-winning luxury smoking accessory line based in Atlanta and sold worldwide. Since 2019, Blue Smoke Atlanta's goal was to redefine traditional smoking accessories into a timeless collection of exquisitely handcrafted luxury products to include cigar pokers, cannabis clips, jewelry, and other awesome things. For an elevated smoking experience, visit us at www.bluesmokeatl.com.
And we're back.
We
Hello,
are
everybody. Hello. We got a lot of pipe smokers that jumped on tonight. And
It's about time.
Unfortunately, it might be difficult for you to win that pipe. And just think about me fingering that bowl. I know that could affect you. I get it.
That turned off a lot of people,
a
man.
lot of people.
Wow.
And Bill is anxiously waiting
I know.
out there. And we've got to get him back up on the screen. So,
but share, everybody. Get the word out. Let's share.
Without further ado, just bring him on.
Bring him on. Here he is.
Here he is, the man of the hour.
Bill,
hey everybody, how you doing?
Welcome.
All right.
And thank you so much for coming on tonight. Again, we know how busy you've been. We heard that you just actually completed the project 20 minutes right before the show. So sorry about any extra stress to you. We didn't mean to do that.
No problem.
It's all good.
No problem.
Actually, why don't we let the crowd know what actually did you do up to about 20 minutes ago?
Well, I was finishing up some pipes for the smoking contest that's going to be at the Chicago show this weekend.
Yeah.
And one of my customers, Kaywoodie.com, is going to be at the show, and I was finishing up a bunch of pipes for him.
Oh, okay.
And he's going to come down to the shop. He's about 2 hours from here, so he's going to come to the shop tomorrow to pick them up because he's leaving early Thursday, apparently, to go out to the show.
Nice.
So
that's good.
Yeah.
Well, let's get a little bit of the history. Let the people know about the 4 generations that have been involved in pipe carving.
Okay. I am the 4th generation. My great-grandfather, his first name was Ferdinand. He started with the William Demuth Pipe Company back in 1897. And when S.M Frank incorporated and had their own, they purchased the Manhattan Briar Pipe Company in 1922. And at that time, they incorporated and then had their own production facility. And they, the owner, Mr. Frank, lured my great-grandfather away from William Demuth to come run his pipe factory.
Beautiful.
Wow.
So, I guess previous to that, Sam Frank was a salesman, selling cigars, pipes, and one of the brands of pipes that he sold was Demuth. So I don't know if there were any hard feelings that he stole my great-grandfather away, but ultimately S.M. Frank bought the Demuth company in 1937. So I guess it was mute at that point.
Did he have anything to do with Wally Frank?
No association with Wally Frank.
No? Okay, I was just curious. Yeah.
No.
So Franks all the time.
When does Kaywoodie enter the scene?
Well, Kaywoodie was a brand that was started by Kaufman Brothers and Bondi, which is a company that goes back to 1851. Originally, they had a line of pipes called Dinwoodie, and some old advertising that I had come across said that the Dinwoodie line was being changed to the Kaywoodie line to better associate it with Kaufman Brothers and Bondi. I'm assuming, the K and Kaufman, played into that. Then, of course, later on in the 20s, 1926, Kaufman Brothers and Bondi was purchased by Reese Premier Pipe Company, which was the company that invented and patented the drinkless condenser. They did that in 1924. So 2 years after, when they purchased KB&B, they incorporated the drinkless in the line of Kaywoodies, and the rest is kind of history.
Yeah.
Was the Shamrock logo used from the beginning? Or did that?
I'm not sure exactly when the Shamrock started. It goes back to, before 1900 on the KB and B lines.
Mm-hmm.
The oldest ones would have the KB and B inside the clover leaf.
Right, right.
Sometimes either on the shank or if there was a metal band or an end cap on the shank, it might be on there as well.
They were always produced in downtown Manhattan, right? Not sure.
There was, I'm a little rusty on my history, but
it's a long history.
Long history.
I know they had a factory at one point in Brooklyn.
Okay.
They started in the Bowery back in the late 1800s.
Right.
I know they purchased Colossus Pipe Factory, CPF, which gave them production capability. That was in the probably early 1880s. The main factory for Kaywoodie production, Kaywoodies were started in 1919, and around the early 1920s, their production facility was moved to West New York, New Jersey.
Hey, right around the corner. I lived in North Bergen, New Jersey. I grew up. So
yeah, and that factory was there till 1972.
Wow.
At that point, S.M. Frank owned the Kaywoodie line. That happened in 1955. But in 1972, the West New York factory was closed. We had built a new factory on Long Island in Yaphank, and Kaywoodie production, Medico production, Yello-bole production was all shifted to the Yaphank plant. Unfortunately, that didn't work out, as there was a downturn in the pipe market during the 70s, and the bills were too expensive, so they consolidated back into the original Medico factory it was the original Demuth factory, which became the Medico factory in Richmond Hill, Queens.
Wow.
And stayed there till 1980, and then moved up to Peekskill, New York.
Wow.
Did you know that?
What's that?
Did you know they was up in Richmond?
No, I didn't. I just learned something new. No.
Yeah, we're from New York City, Bill, and
okay.
We're from Queens.
Are you?
Richmond was,
Well, from what I understand, the building is no longer there.
No.
Yeah, but from 1980, I mean,
we were still there.
Yeah, I can't believe we didn't even know about that. That's pretty amazing.
Hey, just for future reference, I was born in 80.
Yes, child.
There was a location in the Wall Street area, way downtown. Someone had told me that there was a short spell that they were producing something in that area, but it was short-lived. I don't know if that's true or not.
That I'm not certain about. I know at one time corporate offices were in Rockefeller Center. They were in Empire State Building.
Wow.
This is back in, pipe making heyday,
Right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Back when they could advertise in, Time, Playboy,
Exactly.
Field and Stream.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when we had a free country. Yeah.
Right. back
Kaywoodie
Kaywoodie
has just this awesome history behind it. And what I've always loved about Kaywoodie pipes is the diversity. Some of my favorite pipes were they were the salesman pipes. They came in tiny little jewelry.
Little ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to the best of my knowledge, they had working models of every Kaywoodie pipe in miniature.
Wow.
Absolutely. And they were in the 50s. They were actually in the regular catalog where they could be purchased by the consumer for $5.
Wow.
Wow.
And they pop up on eBay once in a while, and they go, depending on the shape, anywhere from $100 to $150 for a 2-inch long pipe.
Well, you have on top of that. Now, I always believed these were Kaywoodies. There was the silver leaf Kaywoodie pipes. It was the Kaywoodie logo with silver.
That was a KB&B line. Yeah. Pre Kaywoodie, or maybe concurrently for a little while, but 1920s.
Wow.
There were a lot of lines that were KBB, pre Kaywoodie. But once Kaywoodie came out, that became the focus of the marketing efforts, and while other lines were made, and most of it was Kaywoodie.
Now, I got to ask, Bill, when do you enter the business?
Me personally,
I mean, probably as a little kid, you had to be. I mean, if I was a 4th generation pipe, looking on my dad, my grandfather doing, and then you must have been like, wow, this is really cool, because this isn't something that most people are surrounded by, right? So,
That's true.
it's you go down, you're in the factory, and you're around it. So that must have been part of the inspiration for you, Bill.
It was. My earliest recollections, my father, once he got out of college, he joined the company in 1962. And he was working out of the Kaywoodie factory in West New York. And we lived in Oradell, actually, which is kind of near North Bergen.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, Oradell.
Near Paramus.
Yep.
So there were times when my father, on a Saturday might have to go down. Maybe the alarm went off, or maybe he needed to pick up paperwork or whatever. And I'd go for a ride with him, as a 7-8-year-old. No production going on the weekends at that time, but just seeing everything. And the one thing that sticks out was, while they weren't functional at that time, a lot of the equipment originally in that factory was all run by overhead shaft
belts,
with,
belts,
the leather belts
and
that came
leather
down.
belts. Yeah,
Right.
That would make sense.
So all those big flywheels and the shafting was all still in the along the ceiling. I remember that as a 8-year-old.
Was there a lot of
then,
people that worked in the factory, Bill?
At one time, going way back, at one time, they said the numbers were, things I saw were like 500 people.
Wow,
that's a lot of people.
So they were producing quite a bit of pipes. I mean, per year.
Yeah,
Well,
but that was in probably the 30s and the 40s. Probably in the 60s, it was closer to 200 people.
Wow,
that's a lot.
It's still a good. That's still a fairly good workforce.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as an 8-year-old, did you find that time that you said, hey, I kind of like what I see? And did you, was that when you kind of caught on, or?
I don't know if it caught on then. I mean, fast forward a few years when the company was in the Long Island plant in Yaphank, again, going with my father on a weekend or whatever. And that factory was 110, maybe 120,000 square feet.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's
all on one level. And, the supervisors had electric golf carts to get around the factory.
So it's basically like the size of an Amazon factory.
Yeah, right.
pretty much. And my brother sometimes would come with me, and we were at that time we were 12, 13, 11, or in that range. And my father would let us ride these little golf carts, and we'd it was smooth concrete floor, so we'd kind of drift around the corners and leave.
Oh yeah, all cult races going on.
Leave little burnouts. But yeah, I mean, it was fun, and seeing all the equipment, and just tons and tons of Briar.
So you mentioned you have a brother. Did he have the love and passion like you do? Did he get involved in the business?
Nope, not at all.
No.
Nope.
Okay. So
He's a completely different field and makes a good living. He had no interest. You know, I personally, I have, I guess I like tradition, and
Right.
I feel that connection to my father, grandfather, great grandfather, who all are in the business. So,
Which is nice. Very nice.
yeah,
That
yeah.
Kept
and
it
how
going.
about, do you have any children that are following your steps? Is there going to be a fifth generation?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, I have two sons.
Okay.
One's an engineer, makes more money than he could in the pipe business.
Right.
My younger son, you know, jury's still out on him. I'm not sure.
Does he help around? Does he help you out? That's the first. If he does help you, then there's a possibility.
Well, he did help. We in 2014 we moved from Peekskill to New Windsor, where we are now.
Okay.
And him and a couple friends I recruited, and we moved the factory and so he was involved in that regard.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But I haven't had him in here yet to learn how to make pipes. I did show my older son, you know, how to turn a pipe on the lathe, and he made a pipe with me looking over his shoulder. So he has made one, my older son.
Okay.
But
Now, can I ask you this, Bill? So are the Kaywoodies you're turning out handmade pipes?
there are some handmaids that are made, yes, that are either turned on a lathe or freehand, completely freehand.
Wow.
But probably the bulk, I want to say 90% is, made from stummels,
Okay.
from pre-turned bowls.
Pre-turned. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now the ones that you're making exclusively, your hands, are those custom orders, or how does one obtain one?
You like that question?
What do I gotta come up? I gotta come upstate.
You gotta feed me. You gotta feed me scotch, and
That's not a problem.
That's easy for Bob.
There's a few retailers online that you can get them at. I mentioned Kaywoodie.com before. They're also on Pipes and Cigars.
Right.
WV Smoke Shop, Briar Blues. Depending on which retailer it is, some have just the traditional line. Some have a combination of the handmaids and the traditional, and so if somebody wanted to commission a handmade, email.
I've got a good remark. By begging, David Crawford says, by begging.
By begging.
That works.
Oh, Dave.
And then our good buddy Andre says he actually just stalks the factory.
Oh, there you go.
He does. Andre's been here before, and he brings bourbon and pizza.
He knows how to do it.
He has quite an extensive collection of Kaywoodie pipes.
Yes, he does.
Now, question for you, Bill. How have you guys been procuring like the Briar and the acrylic stems? How has that been going for you guys?
Well, I probably have a lifetime supply of stummels at this point.
Wow.
Just recently fell into a purchase that I'll probably never run out. And if my son got into it, he probably would never run out.
Nice. Good for you.
And the plateau wood, I'm still working on some 10-year-old plateau for the handmaids. I have purchased some larger blocks from Premel at Raw Crafted. Acrylic stems I buy direct from Italy, from Mahi. And the vulcanite stems I buy direct from Giudice in Italy.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow.
I have a question for you.
They're great stems too. The Giudice stems, that's great material to work with if you get your hands on it.
Yeah, I have no problem. I've been dealing with them for 30 years. So I just send an email after Alessandra, and if it's not in stock, in a couple of weeks I have it.
That's the nice thing about those Italians. Not that they're
the
pipe
loyalty.
they always all the pythons in Italy take care of everyone. They really do.
One way or another.
And in the Pecorini family, the lack of hair.
Well, yeah, that's one of the problems. But
we go here back to Italy to help those. Those in need.
I've got a question for you, Bill. What's your favorite part of pipe making? If you could really, is it ultimately the finished product, or is it something else?
The check.
That's right. And it doesn't bounce. That's
right. No, seriously,
I think he learned from the Italians on that one.
Yeah. I'm German. I don't know. I really enjoy turning handmades. I really enjoy lathe work.
Right.
And then turning what taking it from the lathe to a finished pipe. I really enjoy doing the handmades more than anything.
Right.
I imagine you really have to let the wood really speak to you and kind of dictate where you're going to go with it and the shape it's going to be.
Yeah, you look at the grain. You may have an idea of a shape you want to make. Say you want to make a poker. Well, since I'm smoking a poker, I'll look at the blocks that I have. I have some templates, for different size pokers, and I'll lay that template on the side to see how the grain lines up. And if I find a block that I like, I'll sketch out the rough lines and take it to the bandsaw and then onto the lathe.
That's cool. I love that process. It's kind of like the way Michelangelo used to work. He used to say he'd look at a piece of marble and he could see the finished product just by the marble itself. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's what all artists, ultimately, you're an artist. You're an artisan.
Thank you.
Staring at a blank canvas, and then you visualize what to do with it.
I wish I could see the flaws inside before I start, but.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you can't see some of the little wormholes and things like that, but that, you know.
Right.
I got another question for you, Bill.
This is character.
Let me just ask you, can you tell us a little bit more about the contest pipe for this year's UPCA slow smoke contest? Because you are the exclusive pipe maker for this year's show.
No,
that's correct.
Hear more about it.
Well, I don't know if you can. Let me see if I can do this here. I had to switch to my phone because my laptop had a lousy connection.
That's all right. We've got a lineup of pipes there.
I see a nice lineup of pipes, which is nice. And actually, that's beautiful. Oh, look at that table.
So there's 50 pipes. That's what I was told to make. Finished them about a half hour ago.
I need another 50, by the way.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's a nice look at that.
So it's just kind of like a stacked billiard. It's about 6.5 inches long.
Nice.
It's got a little. Where is it? It's a little acrylic ring in between the stem and the briar.
Nice rustication on that.
Beautiful.
Sweet. Yeah, they're all sandblasted in a dark brown, and they should smoke great. Hopefully, I'm not sure if you'll have any 3-hour marks, but hopefully they smoke pretty good.
Hey, Bill, we do have one of our listeners and sponsors that we just opened up a cigar shop, a pipe shop out in Rockford, Illinois. Alan wants to know how can he become a retailer for Frank's got it up there. Okay.
What's I can't
How does one become a retailer?
Well, I would suggest start off by emailing. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me. That would be
the check, right?
And then the check, followed by the check, always helps.
The email would be the best email. It would probably be smokepipes@aol.com. Easy to remember. There's also S.M Frank Co at AOL. Those emails go back to the dial-up days, so
Yes, they do.
yeah. I think I have a Gmail account, but I never really use it.
Right. And Dave, they're going to be these pipes are going to be for this slow smoke. All right. So if you signed up for that, you will be getting one of those pipes. Want to tell them?
Correct. The UPCA was selling them. We had a pre-registration. So if you missed the pre-registration, you have to hurry up and get there early and register and pay the day of. You know, the UPCA has done a lot of work to try to grow, you know, the culture of pipe smoking.
What you thought? There's 19 spots left, folks. 19.
19.
So if you're on right now and you haven't signed up, sign up immediately. Go ahead.
So the UPCA is trying to grow the pipe smoking culture. The slow smoke is one of those long-standing traditions hosted by the UPCA. This is the 18th contest year. You know, it's awesome that we have, you know, not to toot the American horn, but we have an American pipe maker with an American product.
Yes, absolutely.
That's right.
That's awesome.
With a long history.
Yes.
Really long.
Oh.
Yeah. So hopefully, you know, I'm 60 years old, so hopefully I got at least another 20 years in pipe making. So
easy for sure. Will
I
anybody?
don't see myself ever retiring from it. You know, I might
Slow down a little.
Slow down a little bit and kick back, but my hands are going to be in the Briar for a long time.
Good.
Awesome.
Good to know.
Will anybody from your company be at the show by any chance? I know you said you will not be, but will anybody?
No, unfortunately, no. I have. I'm in the middle of selling my father's house. Closing is going to be in a week or 10 days, and we've got to clean it all out. So, so I got my hands full. Although there's going to be a bunch of pipes with Nate Davis of Kaywoodie. I just finished about 100 pipes for him, so he'll have a table full.
Right.
Nathan will be there. He's actually on the show listening. And folks, again, get over to Nathan's table if you're interested. He will have pipes for you, and it's going to be for sale, Dave. So make sure you're over there early.
And I finished those today too.
Beautiful.
Wow. Been busy.
And actually, if you are part of Freemasons, Nathan is a brother. So if you buy from Nathan, you're helping a brother out.
Absolutely, for sure. And there are a few of us Masons on the show right now talking to you folks. So definitely support another brother. Bill, any other, I guess, thoughts of expanding or growth within the company itself, or any thoughts on that? Or as you go?
I think status quo is the way I'm going to look at it. You know, maybe introduce some new lines here and there. I've been working with Nate on a couple of bringing back some old like lines from the 50s and 60s.
Ooh,
cool.
That he's had before and had on his website. So there might be stuff like that. I might try and push doing some more handmaids because it's something I like to do. So
okay, it's all good.
I have some of the earlier designs going back even further than that.
I'm sorry, say that again.
How about some of the earlier designs, if you're going back even further than the 50s, shall we say? Some from the 30s, 40s.
Well, I mean, some of the lines we make, you know, like the Kaywoodie Super Grain, the Kaywoodie Flame Grain, the Relief Grain, those all go back to the 30s. It's a current line that we've never stopped producing.
Okay, there you go.
But there were, you know, over the years, I've probably had 100 different lines, and some of those, you know, were short-lived and, you know, warrant a return. And actually, the one that we just did it was called the Handmade Super Grain, which is kind of similar in appearance to like the old custom builts or Marksmans with the gouge carve on them. they've been doing very well. And Nate's the exclusive on it right now. So
There's
see
a
how
lot
that
of people
goes.
who like the old tradition. They
Yep.
wanted the old designs. They're still popular.
I'm a
And they're-
fairly
they're-
new type smoker compared to everybody else here, but the Yello-bole, and I was looking at the old ads.
No, the honey girl.
The honey girl, and I'm saying to myself, so honey girl, what is all of this about? What was this pipe, and how is it produced, and what made it so different than everything else? What was it about that pipe?
Well, I'll tell you what, Bill, can we hold on a minute because that's going to be deep and long. So let's hold off on that because let's go to our sponsors. Get all those.
That's what she said.
That is a lot. Say what?
Long. Yes. Something that Ronnie doesn't know much of.
Housing Key West. We know what long means. Let's go to our sponsors, Bill, and you think about those answers that Frank just asked you. Hold on, folks. And again, get the share out and take it away, Frank.
You got it, Ron.
This industry is steeped in family and tradition. You know, there's generational stuff, and I see it over and over, and yet, no, I didn't come from that. Being the outsider looking in, I got to ask all the silly questions, and people were very accepting to want to give me all the right answers. I'm very thankful for those people who kind of allowed me to come in. Now with Alec and Bradley in the business, to have our company become generational, that's pretty cool.
Welcome to GTO Dominican Cigars, a boutique cigar company that artfully blends and creates some of the finest handmade puros from the Cibao Valley in the Dominican Republic. We are fourth-generation manufacturers and growers of tobacco with over 140 years of experience, offering a variety of styles, blends, and strengths. Mild, medium plus, and full-bodied. We would truly consider it an honor for you to experience our cigars. Those who know smoke GTO.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
Years in the making, the Chief cigar was born, blended, boxed, and released to market on June 26, 2015. This cigar was developed by former fire chief, firefighter, cigar aficionado Ken Dorbecker, and has grown into a signature firehouse cigar line. Including, of course, the Chief, a Nicaraguan Habano blend, Proby, a Connecticut Shade blend, All Hands, a Maduro Mexican San Andreas box press, and the brand new Fire Pole, a beautifully crafted San Andreas Habano barber pole. Join the Chief family and make us part of your humidor. R&A Treasures, out of Tampa Bay, Florida. The last of a legacy. The last of an inventory of Thomas Cristiano in a warehouse where everything is aged and well kept for all your pipe and smoking needs.
And we're back.
We are back.
Everybody get that share button. It's coming up. That Smoke the Truth segment will be on shortly. So get your share button, get the watch party. So Frank, let's ask that question again.
Because we all forgot what it was.
Well, yeah, when you get to be our age, and Bill knows this, we just talk about, we walk into the garage and wonder what we're there for, or another room.
Bill is younger than us. Remember that. So
No, Bill is about my age. I'm going to turn 59. So you're 60.
Oh,
Bill.
okay. So the baby still.
By the way, also, what's very important, before I forget, and I needed to make this official and known. So I'm going to put this graphic up. It's very important, Bill, because I like to stick it to these guys.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Nice.
If you look here, Bill happens to be a New York Mets fan, which
That's
I
right.
am. So, Bill, thank you very much. When I saw you were a Mets fan, I said, I got to create a graphic that shows these Yankee fans and Chicago Cub fans, whatever you want to call them. They
Sox. The White Sox.
Kyle is
the White Sox that just gave it to the Yankees.
It's going to be Mets Yankees World Series this year. Let's see it.
Let's
All
hope.
right. And the Yankees will win again. That's okay.
2020 only, not 2010 only. It was 2000. When was
Subway
it?
Series?
Yeah.
2000. It was 2000. Let's make it happen only this way. A Mets victory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're going to ask
me.
a question.
Now I'll ask you a question. I had to make sure I threw that in there because there aren't many of us left, Bill.
There's only two.
That's like what Barry Bones says. Yankees all the way. They have the MVP playing for them. Remember that. That's
that?
the bottom line.
One of our
Judge Barry Bones, Argento from New York.
So, as my question earlier was, the honey from the Yello-bole, what made that pipe special? Because I looking at the old ads and I'm like, oh, this is really interesting. Obviously, I wasn't born yet, but the ads looked pretty cool, and there was like this honeycomb and the Yello-bole.
Great old ads. They
Great.
really
Well, it was marketing genius. That's what it was.
It was.
Well, the bowl coating that was in the Yello-boles was a yellow lining, and it was said to have a little bit of honey in, which, as some pipe smokers, they break in a new pipe, they put a little honey around the inside of the bowl to help, break it in and help the initial cake to start building up. So it was said to be in the bowl coating mixture.
And it became part of the logo.
Yeah, and it was there was the bee pipe sweetener, which was a cleaning solution. The bee and honey, and the honey girl. I don't know whose idea it was to
it was somebody's honey.
to use some blonde as the spokesmodel, but maybe Yello-bole was ahead of their time, I guess.
The fourth pipe that I ever bought was a Yello-bole.
Ask Bob how many pipes he owns.
Just a couple.
How many pipes you own?
That's simple.
800.
800.
Oh, shit. All right, Mary listening. If she's not listening, it's over 1,000. All right, let's put it out.
That's on the low end.
Yeah, Bob got that Yello-bole. What was that?
I still have
He
it.
probably still has it.
I still have it. I still have it.
Bought that when you were what? 1955.
1960.
That was interesting. I think I bought that about 1966.
56.
5 or 6, and it has a white stem.
Really?
Yeah. It was so unusual. That's what attracted me to it. I was like, wow, I'd never seen a pipe with a white stem. Everything was black at that time,
Yeah.
And it was a good little pipe. I still have it. Nice billiard, very traditional style,
Yeah, I mean, they're probably considered a Kaywoodie second, because obviously you're on your flagship line. You're going to put the best Briar, the best quality over there, but there were still some very nice Yello-boles that were made. You'll see a lot of the Yello-boles were rusticated, although there were some smooth lines, but a lot of them had some carving or sandblast, to cover up some of the surface flaws on the bowl.
Actually, this is smooth. My pipe was
yeah, there were some smooths.
Yeah, it has a nice little grain to it. It was a good little pipe. I think I paid like $3 for it, at the time.
Can't go wrong.
A personal question here from a collector myself. Did Kaywoodie, Medico, Yello-bole, did they make the Marksman pipe?
Nope.
Nope.
That was a separate company.
Okay. Because, I on occasion I'll restore pipes. I restored my father-in-law's his father's pipes, and he had a whole collection of he had his Kaywoodie Pipes of the Week series. Just that, he had one for each day of the week, essentially.
Right.
So, but I'm trying to remember his favorite one is like, I know my grandfather's had like his two, what he called his Rolls Royce pipes. One was, of course, was a Peterson, which is mandatory, by the way, for all Irishmen. All Irishmen must have a Peterson. It's mandatory. Okay. And his other one was a Kaywoodie Flame Grain Bulldog. And, that was his, as he called it, Sunday morning before church pipe. So the Peterson came after you were blessed because,
I got my Kaywoodie right here just to say thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
Is that a white Briar or is that a Meerschaum? Couldn't tell.
Yep. White Briar, right?
White Briar.
Yeah.
White Briar.
Yep.
Looks like a shape 33, maybe. I don't know.
So you're talking to the guy. He's like,
so it almost looked like an apple, but then at second glance looked like a billiard, so I couldn't.
No, I'm too
Johnny
blind.
can't see. You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, I am just I'm blind.
So, Bill, when did you start actually making pipes?
Right.
For the Kaywoodie?
You got to be at least 10 by then, right?
Yeah. I joined the company in 1990, and primarily we're a small company, so I mean, I was doing calling customers, customer service kind of things, packing orders, helping out in the shop. Probably making pipes full time, 95, 96.
Well, you
somewhere
started
around there.
Well, and you work your way up. I mean, that's really the
Right.
best way to do it.
Yeah.
Now, when you started, was anyone helping you? Was like kind of guiding you? I'm sure you didn't just get a Briar and put on the faith and just go at it.
Initially, my father was with us. He had some experience making pipes. He was primarily, management, but he had some pipe making experience. We had a guy who was working for us who was one of the Cristiano brothers.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Oh, they actually the whole Cristiano family. When we had the plant on Long Island, they all worked for us. Tom, Renato, Franco.
Oh, I did not know that. You just saw our sponsor, RNA Treasures. Their brother, their son, Angelo, is now actually taking over from Cristiano himself, and so they got it.
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff at the warehouse they have down there, and
they sure do.
Yeah, it's amazing what they have. We've been there.
So I learned a little bit from Renato, and I'm good friends with some other pipe makers, Paul Bonaquisti and John Eels. Mostly they're hand makers, so I learned some of the some techniques from them. Talking for hours over a couple glasses of scotch or bourbon. Sometimes in the shop. And I have some other friends who are pipe makers. Rolando Nagoida, who had passed away. Joe Skoda, who's also local in New York.
Skoda pipes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes it's just trying something new. You see a shape you like. Let me try and make that one.
What's the most difficult shape for you to ultimately kind of create? You think?
A Ramses, which I'll never make, or a blowfish. I don't think. I'm more of a I like making the traditional shapes. Billiards, pokers, bulldogs. I really like making bulldogs, and I make a lot of different variations.
Gotcha.
Although I'll make some total kind of 70s Danish freehand shapes too.
Oh, okay.
It's all right.
At this point, I don't know that. Other than some really intricate shapes, you know, that more like sculpture or art, which I
Right.
don't think I'll ever get into. You know, nothing's really hard anymore, you know, after
Right.
30 years of doing
Like
it.
you want to do it.
But
Absolutely.
you still can learn every day. You can try and emulate somebody else's work if that's something you want to do. And
Have you seen in the past couple of years, have you seen a resurgence of pipe smoking from a younger, I'll say a younger pipe smoker? I think we've seen here locally younger pipe smokers. I'll say more college kind of
Well,
kids.
especially at the show. At the show, you
yeah,
see
definitely at the shows, you definitely see a younger crowd, which is great because they're the future of the pipe community.
Right.
And they have a passion for it. And, you know, you see a lot of young pipe makers out there too who are getting into it, like guys in their, you know, late 20s, early 30s.
Which is great.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we said Nathan says that he makes an amazing ballerina.
Who's that?
Nathan.
Nathan makes one?
He said you make a
Thanks,
You
Nate.
make a ballerina. What do you wear? A tutu?
That's a sight. It's like the ballerinas in what's that? Dumbo.
And by the way, Andre's telling us that that you're a movie star, for Pete's sake. Well,
what's that about now?
What does Andre mean by you being a movie star?
It was a bit part in a little.
Come on,
a little,
spit it out.
a little indie film. It was an independent film that my former landlord in Peekskill made, and he shot in our shop. I'm in it for about 30 seconds. It's a movie. You can probably still find it on what's that, Vimeo or
Vimeo or something like that.
Right. It's a little short. It's about 20 minutes long. It's called Pipe Dreams.
Oh, okay.
You
the
talk
story.
were there.
I was there. I was
Because
next
if you
to
talk, you got to get union pay.
That's right.
I didn't get any pay.
Pipe dream. That's what I saw that in the triple X section in the.
What's interesting is Debbie Harry from Blondie was in it for a little bit.
Wow! No kidding.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now a sweet lady.
I love it.
Oh, somebody wants to know: can you make a whale?
I've made a couple. I'm not real happy with the way they came out, but I've made a couple.
Okay.
All right. That's a big boy.
I'm just curious, Bill, one of our friends, Jamie Connolly at S.M and Briar, he has old Fraser machines for making pipes where they would you basically have a die and a lathe, and the lathe, of course, reads the die. I don't know how it works. And it cuts the pipes off of, what the die shapes are.
Right. Well, traditional bowl shaping equipment. It's a multi-step operation. There's the first operation is called top turning, which is more lathe-like than the phrasing machine. Basically, you're drilling the tobacco chamber. You're doing the top of the bowl and the outer diameter of the bowl up as far down as you can go on the shank, before you hit the shank. And once the block is top turned, then it's put on the fraser on a pin chuck where the chuck holds the bowl, the block
in place
internally. And then the phrasing equipment follows a model to do the shank and the heel of the pipe.
Wow.
So it's
that part of it is automated in a way because it's working
pretty much. Right, pretty much. That's why, factory made pipes, every billiard is the same, there's different sizes obviously or whatever, but one billiard to the next is identical.
Gotcha.
Cool.
So the only time you have hands on is the actual finish.
Oh no, there's a lot of handwork even still on a factory pipe. A lot of people don't realize that. You still have to drill your mortise and your air holes. You have to fit the stems. You have to do a whole bunch of different sanding operations. You go through a 120 grit to flush the stem to the bowl. Then you're doing 180 with two different types of wheels. A padded wheel for around the heel, a more flat wheel for the shank and around the bowl. Then you go to a 220, a 320 and then you're doing the tops with a flat wheel. You probably go through 7 or 8 different sanding operations before you can consider staining it, or maybe you got to sandblast it or do a partial carve or whatever. Then there's the staining, the buffing, the polishing. I mean, you're hands on.
So there's still a lot of
pipe. Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, because you think, when you think factory made pipes, I mean, help me out with this, Bill. I'm of the mindset, the handcrafted pipes, or not hand finished, but almost start to finish, handmade pipes are. This is just my opinion. Are they higher quality than your factory bulk produced pipes?
Yes. I mean, you're starting with a better quality material. First of all, you're starting with plateau wood, which, if anybody who hasn't seen a piece of plateau wood, it's got the outside of the burl. I don't know if you can see the grain.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you could see the
beautiful.
grain. Oh, that's beautiful.
This happens to be a pretty big piece of wood, but so you're starting with a better quality piece of wood. This is a pretty large piece. This is like a $60 piece of wood.
How many pipes could you create out of that one piece of Briar?
One. I make
whale.
That's the perfect whale size, right?
I like to make large pipes, and I would probably try and make one out of that, but ultimately I'll probably make 2 out of it.
Okay.
So back to what we were saying about the handcrafted versus the factory produced.
Right.
So,
I mean, there's different levels, in my opinion, of handmade pipes. There's a guy who starts with a piece of plateau wood and turns it on the lathe and fits a Maki acrylic stem to it, which is what I do on the handmaids, which is why they're not $500.
Right.
Versus a hand maker who's using rod stock of either high quality vulcanite or acrylic, or he's pouring his own acrylic and hand making the stem, which adds a lot of time. And there's certain shapes you just can't phrase, and most hand makers don't do a lot of pipes at once, in my opinion. From what I've seen, they might do a dozen or maybe 2 dozen that they work on it at one time, and it might take them a month to make those dozen pieces.
Right.
The pipes I just finished today, it was 150 pipes. I started last Wednesday, so in a week, doing all the work myself, from a stumble.
That's a lot.
Wow, that's
week.
pretty darn good production.
Wow.
So
very good. Not bad at all.
I would imagine, when you're hand finishing or handcrafting a pipe, you're getting a lot more interaction with the briar. You're picking up flaws. Is that something?
Well, it happens with any. I always even when I'm doing production pipes, I'm always trying to make the highest retailing pipe I can.
Right.
Like if I start with 100 pipes, they're all going to be Kaywoodies, let's say, and I you don't really know what you're going to find once you start sanding. I mean, you could see some stuff, but you start sanding and, hey, this is a pretty good one. I'm going to make that a straight grain or a super grain. Well, this one's got some flaws, so I'm gonna have to sandblast that or do some kind of little spot carve. The same thing, would happen with a handmade pipe. You turn your bowl from the plateau. Sometimes you get lucky and it's flawless, and no sand pits, no little fissures, and it becomes a great smooth straight grain. Other times there's a little cosmetic issues that need to be sandblasted. And
hey, Bill, you show your pipe again that you made for the show. There's a lot of people that are coming to the show, and we just had one request. Can you show us that one pipe that you're making for the slow smoke contest?
Zoom in on that. I like the blast.
Yeah, bring it in close. See that? That would be great.
I mean, they're not all going to be ring grains. This one's more of a random grain.
Right.
You could see it's like a tilted grain.
Yep.
Very nice.
But they all have decent grain, and they're all, like I say, it's like a stacked billiard.
Yeah.
It's nice. Really nice.
Can we see the lip? The lip of the bowl? I'm sorry.
Oh,
that's
there.
Oh yeah,
very nice.
Yeah, my index finger just goes in. I have a
kind of exciting Ronnie right now, so be careful.
Yeah, I like to finger the bowl.
Yeah,
Ronnie gets caught up in that. That's the problem.
If anybody who's those pipes, you can see Andre.
It's part of the show that Ronnie goes off the deep end.
We kind of
so it's a little more than 3/4 inch diameter tobacco chamber.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Sweet.
We're at about 1 3/4 inches in depth.
That's a nice deep bowl.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Brian, if you're coming, there's 19 spots still available for the slow smoke contest.
And actually, this is coming in at 7 inches. This one.
7
inches. She said.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Drinking.
Wow. Again, you could, if you're interested in getting into the UPCA slow smoke contest, only 19 spots left. Make sure you see Andre at the show. Again, this is a limited pipe just made for the UPCA slow smoke. So,
Tim, can you
tell us what the slow smoke means? I don't know.
Tell people about the slow smoke.
Yeah,
some people don't know about it.
Bob knows that I smoke everything fast.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting that you say that,
Frank,
because the UPCA at this year's show is also introducing their first ever fast smoke contest.
Oh, you should be there. You're going to win.
Frank wins automatically.
That doesn't mean your bowl goes out, Frank. Okay.
No, don't worry. I'll keep it lit. I'll just smoke it.
He's like a bellows.
So I just wanted to point out real quick the way we stamp these. They're stamped Shellcraft Kaywoodie, which is on the. That's what I was trying to. I don't know.
Oh, okay, it's stamped on the side of it. There it is.
On the bottom. On the bottom.
Right on the
bottom.
Shellcraft Kaywoodie, which is a name that goes back to the 30s. Then UPCA Chicago, and 2022.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Very nice.
It's all stamped on the panel on the bottom.
Perfect.
Cool. Sweet. Hey, you know what? We talking about the show. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about the show altogether, Tim? Why don't we get into that?
Well, of course, we've been, laywayed by COVID, just as, we've lost a lot of people in our community, guys. COVID, we've lost a lot of our old friends, and this year's show has been an adventure to put together. And anybody who's local, I'm sure you've seen that Pheasant Run, where we had the show for years.
It
burned, it just
burned down.
so
Wow.
there's no going back.
No.
And we didn't do it.
We did
No.
not do it.
Somebody said they left a lit ash in their corner a couple of years ago from their pipe, and
It was probably
But yeah, that Pheasant Run has
it's the seed.
yes, the Pheasants have run. Now, so we'll be at the Lincolnshire Marriott in Lincolnshire, Illinois. Really, I think many of the people who've attended the show for years are going to be pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Whole new venue.
Just whole new venue.
Resort. It's a resort.
And Marriott had just finished a rebuild project on it not too many years ago. So we've put a lot of effort into it, and we're glad that we're able to get some of our old friends back. You know, I'm going to keep touting the UPCA because they're a big part of our community. And like I keep saying, you know, clubs like the Chicago Club, the New York Club, you know, St. Louis Club. We have clubs throughout the United States, and it's about growing the culture.
Yes.
Okay. Because there's a history, number one. You know, right now we're talking to a 4th generation pipe maker. From I would say, this is just me, my opinion, Kaywoodie is a quintessential American pipe.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know,
you're gonna find them in almost every drugstore.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they, you know, they were, if you had a pipe, they were
anymore.
Well,
no, not anymore.
But you know, you have this. You know, we're trying to grow our culture, okay? Because anybody who enjoys a nice stick or a great pipe, there's, you know, there's, how can I say, it's very peaceful, enjoyable pastime.
It is.
Right. And because it's peaceful and enjoyable, we've got to destroy it. So, you know, that,
yeah. So, because we hurt too many people by being so pleasant.
Yes.
So, you know, the thing is, the UPCA, the Chicago, San Diego, Seattle, New York, Richmond, we have all these clubs trying to grow our culture, you know, and we're lucky that, you know, at this year's show, we have the UPCA back. They're going to be, it's really cool. We got 2 events. You know, you got the fast smoke and the slow smoke. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I've never done the slow smoke because I don't smoke slowly. Okay.
Another person.
That's why I had to switch to metal balls because I was burning holes in my pipes, you know. Anybody, Bobby, why don't you talk to us? You've been in the slow smoke before. Give us a little rundown of your experience with the UPCA slow smoke.
No, I actually was never in it.
No, he doesn't want to get involved in any kind of competition.
He's retired, Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Very relaxed. Take 5 or 6 hours to smoke, you know.
Tell the schedule. Let's start. When does it start? Thursday, and what happens?
You know, Thursday, the tent opens up on Thursday. We have a pipe making seminar on Thursday and Friday. You know,
and who's going to be doing it? A couple of great carvers.
We have a couple carvers involved. You know, I'm off the top of my head. I'm Alex Florov, a Chicago Pipe Club member and pipe maker. But we have the pipe making seminar on Thursday and Friday.
Yes.
The tent opens up, like I said, on Thursday, but also on Friday, there is the buy, sell, swap. It's early in the morning. Think of it like a all things pipe related flea market.
Flea market. Yep.
You know,
Well, we've always had that though, Tim.
Yeah.
Well, we're just letting the new people know, Bob. We're just going through the schedule.
Yeah, you know, Bob, not everybody knows.
I know
everything. What do you think they're like you? The wizard of knowledge?
Captain Buzzkill here.
I know. Well, he's the ancient one on the show right now, you know.
Joe Kano said the slow smoke is too slow. Bob is too slow for even the slow smoke.
The turtle smoke.
Tataruga.
So Friday
Right,
we'll also have
ahead.
we'll have the banquet. You know, there's some old stables too. You know, we have the Sheridan Collectors Club will have their annual meeting this year at 9:00. I believe it's Friday night, Pipepedia. And if anybody who's, into the pipe culture and pipe history, I love Pipepedia. It's a great resource to draw from.
Sure is.
They're going to be a nice presentation. Of course, the show is on Saturday, and we will have the
main event,
the Chicago banquet. The UPCA will be having their annual meeting on Friday at 4:30. They're going to have their fast smoke following that. And then the UPCA will also be having their slow smoke starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So, for those of you who want to try and balance out the show, Saturday is your prime day.
Yes.
Especially if you're in the slow smoke, because, well, the slow smoke's at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So, the show's still going on at that time. And we have our tent is about 4,000 square feet. It is smaller than the past years, but we got to try it out.
It's more cozier.
Well, we got to try it out
together.
This is a learning experience, and I'm not. We've got we're going to be working out a lot
tweaking out a lot of stuff. So bear with us, folks.
Yeah.
Again, we're going to be going through it the same as you are for the first time at this resort.
First time at a new resort and first show in 3 years.
3 years.
So. We're trying to the show is about growing our culture. It's awesome because with having, Kaywoodie's pipe for the UPCA slow smoke, again, it's for me, it's a little taste of American tradition.
Yes.
Sure
is. And we're also going to get on Saturday, the silent auction.
Yes. Now, folks, the silent auction is a big deal for you can say it is almost the lifeblood of the show.
Mm-hmm.
If you're coming and you got a pipe you're not smoking, you got a tin of tobacco that's sealed, and you ain't gonna smoke
a rack, anything at all,
everything.
Bring
helps.
it down with you, folks, because we really could use that help. Again, we've been missing for 2 years, so we're way behind. So if you have anything at all, please bring it on down. And put it into the silent auction.
The silent auction is on Saturday, so if you show up on Thursday, we'll be collecting all throughout, all the way up until the beginning of the silent auction. This year, the silent auction is going to be what we call a rotating auction. So there will be lots closing throughout the day. In the past, it was just
one set up. Yeah. Yep.
And what we're trying to do is maximize our space. So, and also people like to buy their goods and then get them. They don't want to have to wait till the end of the day to go pick them up.
Smart move.
So we'll be rotating our inventory for the silent auction, and again, it's the lifeblood of the show. It's where it's the money that goes directly to supporting future shows.
We have a question for you, Tim. Are there any spots left for the pipe making seminar?
I believe those are booked.
Those always go quick.
Yeah, it's and I'm sure Bill can back me up on this. Pipe making is especially if you're teaching people how to make pipes, is best done in preferably one-on-one, master to apprentice.
Yeah.
And we the club has tried to harness that and maintain that tradition of several different carvers and helpers and people making pipes, and you get to keep your pipe.
Yeah, you make your own pipe. You get to keep and smoke it. So we try, folks. That we've got a few carvers that are going to be in the classroom with you. So for next year, for 2023,
book now.
Book, yeah, book now.
And I apologize not for knowing the specifics of the pipe making seminar. I'm kind
tobacco blending. Did you mention a
tobacco blending is also on Thursday. So
there's still room for that, I believe, right?
There's usually room for that.
Yeah, tobacco blending. If you're interested, that's still available.
And Tim, who's doing that? Who's doing that, by the way?
Well, in the past, John Winton, another club member, was running that. We'll have to see who's running that this year, just because there's been we're still
got some changing and tweaking things around. A lot of people are stepping up also. So again, we've been on a 2-year hiatus, folks. So new place, lots going on. So we're tweaking it as we go. So if you do come, please bear with us. Help us out. If there's something that you can give us some good criticism, hey, look for one of the members. We're all there. Tim is the president. I'm the vice president. You're going to find board members and everybody in the front. Let us know, whatever we can do to make your stay a pleasant one, and whatever you can give us information to make next year's show even better. We're all ears. We want to make this your favorite show to come to.
Yeah, we need, there's a lot of shows throughout the world, and all of them are kind of a reflection of their community,
Yep.
And if we're going to grow this, it's important that we support one another. I'm kind of pumped because, the West Coast show looked like it was going bye-bye, and it's now being revived.
Backed up.
And again, if we, when one show does well,
we all do.
We all do well.
Yeah.
You
And yes, Dave, there will be sheets out there. You can go on the website, folks, so you can find out all the events that we have. That's all there, and we'll have information for you at the show when you check in. All righty.
Yeah, we have spaces. Andre just posted. We are still looking for monitors for the slow smoke. We've got a nice little cadre of people. We could always use more.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
If you want to volunteer and help, come on out.
When it comes to that slow smoke, these are international standards. They're not just, rules that we put together. So having monitors, making sure, that everybody's abiding by those rules is important. So if you are at the show, 1 o'clock or preferably earlier, if you want to.
Yeah, come early. Go to the tents, man.
Yeah.
The tent is where all the action is.
At, baby.
That's where everybody, you get to meet wonderful people from all around the world. So many of our friends, and you got David Ellsworth coming in from the Richmond show. You got Andre, and Andre is a big to do in the industry. He just loves it. I mean, there's going to be people all over the place.
We got a great question. So let's talk about some of the costs. So the Friday night banquet is $20. It's an all-you-can-eat.
Great dinner.
Yeah,
great $20. Really, come on, and it's $20 to help us keep the show going.
And again, also, Lincolnshire is a smaller community. There's not a lot of restaurants in the area, and $20 is a pretty good price for all you can eat. And as Ronnie can testify, I can eat a lot.
He can eat a lot.
Ronnie eats about 300 hours worth of food in one sit.
No. Tim could out-eat me, guys. Okay, I can tell you that right now.
Ronnie's
the delicate flower,
and I am a delicate flower. I admit it.
I saw his thumb. It looks a little thinner.
Yeah, because before he wouldn't have been able to fit his thumb in
that bowl. I know.
So he's definitely lost some weight.
I did lose some weight, guys, and I'm proud of it. Thank you very much.
I see it, Ron. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's also $20 for the weekend, for both days. So if you're going to be
$20 you can spend.
It's one price to get in. Yeah. And later on when we go into our Stump the Chooch segment
coming up,
I'll be offering maybe a special gift.
Ooh, well, we already got a gift, folks. So everybody on right now, this is at least one of them. This is a fantastic Italian basket Capri pipe. Look at a bowl in that one. I won't stick my finger in it again because I got some people excited. So I'm gonna leave this right here.
Your finger's been in it, dude. I'm not smoking it.
Well, Dave's not in because he didn't like the way I fingered it. All right, so Dave's out, but we'll get this up.
His tongue in there before too. Did you notice that?
Brian wants to know what pipe I'm smoking. Well, the problem is I'm smoking a cigar pipe. It's a new pipe because Bob didn't bring his pipe, and I didn't want to show up the guy with 800 pipes with the guy with 10 pipes or 8 pipes smoking a pipe, and then Bob not smoking any pipes because he didn't remember that tonight was a pipe show.
Hey.
And
I didn't know.
Here's a question: Did Kaywoodie ever make a Zeppelin pipe?
Zeppelin pipe.
They're pipes that look like a cigar.
Yeah,
not that I recall.
They're really kind of a. I think it was like the 50s were the height of the gadget pipe.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you had.
Yeah, I don't think we ever did.
By special request, I got people wanting me to finger the pipe.
God,
so
dude,
here
I'm
you
gonna
go.
throw up in my
There
soul.
you go.
We have
That's
a very important question: is what pipe is Bill smoking?
He's yeah.
Who's asking that? It's one of mine. It's a handmade, kind of a
I like that.
large bulldog.
Bulldog,
Nice.
yeah.
With a short stem. I mean, it's overall it's probably a little over 6 inches long, but
That's what she said. Yeah.
I like that little detail underneath the rim there, running across.
But it's 3 1/4 inch diameter bowl, so it's a pretty good size.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh,
nice. Hey, Kyle, the girl who runs that place, is she going to be able to come on soon? Or
Ronnie's looking for female presence on the pipe show.
You got a little
Oh dear God, what we have to put up with here.
Yeah, you love it. You love it. All right, so Frank, we got one more segment of sponsor.
Yeah, we got
and we're going to get ready to for the smoke the Chooch segment here, folks.
At Norwood Royal Cigars, we have the biggest walk-in humidor in the Midwest. Our 1,500 square foot humidor is home to almost 4,000 different cigars that will meet the need of any cigar enthusiast. We have boutique blends to the more traditional selections and everything in between. From the novice beginner to the aficionado, the knowledgeable staff at NRC will find the perfect cigar for you. Located on the northwest side of Chicago, we want to be your shop for all your cigar wants and needs. As always, at Norwood Royal Cigars, light it, smoke it, love it.
Experience the magic of Rockefeller Cigars today. With 11 years steeped in tradition, passion, and mystery of the leaf, Rockefeller has a cigar just for you. Be like the greatest magicians and make Rockefeller Cigars appear in your lineup with any of our 4 lines: the Nicaraguan, the Dominican Blue, the Vintage Gold, and our new LE, the Art of Magic.
Cigar in the Bottle is 2 palate-pleasing gifts in 1. A specially blended Grand Pommier XS VSOP cognac is elegantly contained in patented numbered bottles. Winner of back-to-back medals at the LA Spirits Awards, Cigar in the Bottle inventor Forbidden Johnny teams up with Vartan and Hendrik Kellner for this custom-blended Vartan Reserva cigar, well-preserved in a hand-blown glass chamber featuring Boveda 2-way humidification.
It all begins at the very first climate-controlled Rodriguez Olivan cigar factory located in the Dominican Republic. Our 2 major brands include Don Olivan, which are boutique cigars suited for that individual who takes great pride in something unique. BAMF is our armed forces cigars, designed for that badass mother effer. Not only are you smoking a great premium cigar, a percentage of the proceeds is donated to our heroic men and women in uniform.
And we are back. Welcome, folks. And it's almost that time for Smoke the Chooch segment, folks. So get ready.
Pop just now?
I have to explain what this segment actually is to Bill, because he might be confused. Like, what are these guys talking about?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Well, he's from New York. If he doesn't know what a Chooch is, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Well, the first thing is, and the most important thing is our Smoke the Chooch segment is brought to you by our friend over at David Blanco and Blanco Cigar Company. So, and he has the Chooch 9 line. So, very important to point that out. And what it is, Bill, is I kind of try to stump these guys on some history questions. And sometimes it's this day in history. Sometimes I throw in something a little different. But it's always a question to see if you guys, part of the panel, I'll call it the dais of Chooches. And Chooch in Italian is slang for this beautiful animal.
What a gorgeous piece.
All of these guys are usually the chooches, and I am the rider. I ride them. So that's part of the segment, is trying to stump everybody. So please feel free to answer. You know, we've got all of these guys, and the audience usually is the ones that'll answer the final chooch question.
Well, it's for them to win.
It's for them to win something. So that's
sometimes,
important.
Bill, he actually reads the answer to us, so that makes him the biggest.
No, sometimes I'll read the answer, or Bob gives the answer. So we have to mute the answer from Bob because he gives it, and then I have to have a backup question to kind of, you know, get us there.
Well, you might need a couple of backup questions tonight, Frank, because not only did the Chicago Pipe Club by our president, Tim Carey, come up with a beautiful gift here on this beautiful pipe. It's a Capri Italian, brand new, never been used, fingered it only 3 times.
It's almost a freaking pipe.
Ruined.
There's another gift, a giveaway that is going to be happening after the pipe. So,
so everybody stay tuned.
Be prepared, Frank.
Tim giving us
Kyle.
Hey, before we get too far into this, I unfortunately going to be signing off from Key West. I'm going to get back to enjoying my vacation. Love you guys.
Where's the girl?
Your date arrived. Huh?
That was earlier, Ron. That was way. I mean, we're already an hour and a half into this.
Your friend how about the other date? Is she right in front of you? The other one you showed us earlier?
She's got the hotel key.
No. So
Kyle, have a great vacation, brother.
Enjoy, man.
I will.
All right.
Travel safe if you're traveling. I'll see you
brother.
all back in Chicago.
Stay gold, pony boy.
There you go. Kyle, we'll see you then. Have a good one.
So, Tim, my question is, do you have a chooch question for the audience that I don't know about? Because, you know, this is always news to me that we have a.
There's a lot I know that you don't know about.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a question. So
I
it's
have
like
plenty of questions.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You got a question for the audience for your giveaway?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Tim will do the special second question, but I'll do the first. But first, for you guys, I'm going to ask a couple of questions and see if you kind of know the answer. So, Bill, feel free to answer because there's no right or wrong answer. You just wind up looking foolish if you give us the wrong one. So,
oh boy, that's really encouraging.
Okay, thanks.
But it's okay. There's no harm, no foul. But you know, today in history, it's quite interesting because back in 1844, 1844,
Bob was just born.
I think I just bought my first pipe.
He did, and I think he was part of the tag or dot, but Morse code was first introduced.
Yes, it was
in 1844.
Correct.
What was the message that was sent? What was the message that was sent, guys?
Hello, everything's all right.
Can you hear me?
I'm sure Andre probably knows. If I went to Andre knows what the heck that was. But, you know, is everything all right? Think 1844.
Wow.
They weren't thinking in this. Actually, what was sent, this message was sent. It was sent and it said, "What hath God wrought? What hath God wrought?" And it was taken Roth. R-O-U-G-H-T. Roth.
I like the other one that our audience said. We are calling you about your auto warranty.
Send more whiskey. I like that answer. Send more whiskey.
Lawyers, guns, and money.
Send more whiskey. That's a good one, but it was not what was sent. But it was actually from Numbers 23:23 from the Bible. It was a quote from the Bible.
Oh,
what
okay.
hath God
Very
wrought?
interesting.
Yeah, you know. So if you guys paid any attention back in 1844, Bob, when you were, when you were,
I was too busy smoking, drinking.
It wasn't tobacco. But
Okay, it is.
I'm going to move to 1995. 1995, in this date in history, this woman who ran a high-class prostitution operation in Hollywood was sentenced to 3 years in prison.
Heidi Fleiss.
There we go. Heidi Fleiss. All right.
The Irishman really knows her.
No, and he knew it because he was Clark.
His name was in the book.
His name was in the book. So that's why he knew.
Yeah.
By the way, how did you get out of that?
I was on the index page.
Yeah. And she was blue blood too, right? She came over and family, I think, dated back to the Mayflower or something, right?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. How did you remember that?
I was there.
You can't remember to bring a pipe, but he remembers that she was a blue blood. Wow. Wow.
Yep.
I'm going to give you another good one, Bob. Maybe you might get this one, but I doubt it. But I'm going to give
By the
you
way, Bruce said that we were customers with Heidi. Thanks, Bruce. Give away our secret.
Nah, we were a little too low class for Heidi. Sorry, Bruce. We wouldn't put it in there. No, don't include it.
I ain't putting it in her. No, we're not putting it in there. No.
Don't put us in that equation, Bruce. We'd love to. But here's a good one. Hey, we're celebrating Memorial Day, and this was back in 1869, was the very first kind of decoration to Memorial Day. What was it called?
Memorial
Day. Yeah.
Huh. Remembrance Day?
That's a good guess. Even though I
a day off?
It was called a day off. No, they actually it was headed by General John A. Logan, and he established what was called Decoration Day.
Oh, okay.
As a way to honor the nation, to honor the graves of those who died in the Civil War, with flowers and such, and whatever was meaningful for each
right.
place, location, because back then everyone kind of suffered a loss across the country. So that's how that started.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Boy, we got Andre and Dave are fighting for the answers. All right, here, boy. We're gonna have
Civil War Remembrance Day. They were all close, but they didn't listen to me. I gave it away.
Right, one more, and let's get to the question.
One more for us.
All right. Okay. Actually, this is very interesting. On this date in history, Billy Joel was being sued
by his wife.
No,
anyway,
by his former drummer for hundreds of thousands of dollars in unpaid royalties. Okay. Who was his drummer? And his drummer said this: people get fired, they get severance or insurance for a certain period of time. I didn't even get a phone call. It was cold.
Oh.
Wow. Billy Joel was brutal.
Wow. Had nothing to do with Cold Spring Harbor, right?
No, it was brutal. Wow. It was his drummer. So you have to know who his drummer was.
I don't remember.
No, any idea?
I don't remember.
I'll tell you this much. The last name was the star or one of the stars of Taxi.
DeVito.
That's right. It was Liberty DeVito. Liberty DeVito.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Bruce had the first name.
Liberty DeVito. And Sally Rice. Nice. Wow. Very good guess, Sally. Too bad it wasn't for the pipe, because most people wouldn't get that.
Oh, that's
good.
All right. This one's going to be for the
That's good.
Pipe.
This one's for the pipe. I got to back up.
Folks, here we go.
All right. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a visual aid, because I know people need to read along with me, because sometimes they get lost in
with
the
the bouncing ball.
With the bouncing ball, yes. Okay. So, everyone, It begins now. First person to answer will, either you're on YouTube or Facebook, will win that gorgeous pipe that Ronnie fingered, and it's truly a virgin pipe.
Oh, we have some answers right now.
And they don't even know the question. I like that. Okay, so here we go with a pipe. Born on May 24th, 1947, better known as Blank, this groupie and Chicago artist became famous for making plaster casts of rock stars' penises and breasts. What was this person's name?
Yep, quiet. Ready, folks?
She happened to die on this day. I'm sorry that she did.
She just passed away.
All right, let's go. We're looking for Kyle Jesso is the answer.
Kyle Jesso is not.
Kyle Jesso.
Better known as Riggs is better known as. We gotta get her name. Wait, Andre, I think is gonna give us the. Oh, wait a minute. It might be Bruce. Cynthia Plaster. No, CX. No, that's a misspelling, Bruce. We can't take.
Wait a minute. We can count. Jay Riggs said Cynthia, but we don't have a last name. Have a last name because Riggs definitely put down Cynthia, but he didn't.
I know, but it has to have a last name. Cynthia Plaster.
Okay, all right, there you
Andre
go.
gave me her proper name, which is Cynthia Alberton. That's her proper name.
They were known as the plaster casters.
But I did ask for the better known as. Known as. So the first person on my list would be Andre, because poor Bruce, spelled it with an X. Bruce, you got to get better with spelling. It was. It's either Andre or Cynthia with. Cynthia, so Andre or Cynthia had Cynthia Plaster Caster,
they were the plaster
Sally
caster.
Rice.
Yep.
So those two are the winners. So now we got to figure out.
I chose Andre as the first.
I think Andre comes up as
first. Yeah, I got Andre as first on this one.
Andre the ball, and we give the other person the step.
And Andre, I have to say, Andre, I do not like the fact that you did not capitalize the C in plaster. You made it a little C. You look at that, that's little C. So, and Sally says, Sally said Cynthia Plaster Caster, which is kind of better because I like that she had only.
Yeah, Frank. Come on. Do it right. It's the first one, you know. You didn't go high, you didn't go low. You got to go to the right guy. I know it's Andre, and he's returned after such a hiatus.
Andre, for a while, Andre was winning everything. Remember?
And there she is, Cynthia Plaster Caster.
There she is,
and she's holding something. I'm not going
to. She's holding, but I know it ain't mine.
So here's the question for you guys: Who was the first celebrity penis that
Mick
she?
Jagger.
Hendrix.
Bob knew.
Yep.
That's what made her famous.
Yep.
How does Bob know that?
And everybody knows that one.
And you know what's sad is she just actually passed away in April.
Yeah.
So this past year. So which
and suppose I put all the penises in the coffin with her.
I think they're all going to go on display. It's a tour now that
they're doing the Plaster Caster tour.
Sorry, Bill. The show gets a little carried away.
Sorry, Bill.
That's all right.
All right.
So now we have a second prize to be awarded. Tim?
Wow.
Yes. Okay. So this is only available if you're coming to the show.
Oh, so that a lot of people are going to be out on this one.
Hey, all right, man. Well,
hopefully everybody will be in, but
that's the way the cookie crumbles, bro. Okay. Are you ready? So the prize for answering this question correctly.
Indeed.
First person to answer it correctly gets
Hendrix
entrance
to
the Chicago show, courtesy of the Chicago Pipe Club president. Moi.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
A free pass on our president of the Chicago Pipe Club, Tim Garrity. What is the question?
Okay, now everybody knows that I hate American sports. Rugby's where it's at, baby. Now, that said, I have the ideal question for you. Name the 2 venues for the most NFL games played. Name the 2 venues for the most NFL games played.
I know that one, but I can't answer.
You can't answer.
For the audience.
Because you ain't coming. That's why.
That's
Oh,
all
yeah.
right.
Let's see it. You got to look it up. Come on.
Except that England-Argentina match.
Well,
Ohio State Buckeyes.
wrong. NFL, folks.
NFL. We got to go NFL.
Keep an eye on that because you got the YouTube there.
I see Soldier Field as one of them.
Lambeau.
Wrong.
Wrong. Dallas and San Francisco.
Wrong.
It's a rugby thing, says Alan says Lambeau.
No.
Alan Carson, Lambeau.
No.
Mm.
We have from the audience Miami.
Nope.
Okay.
Wow.
The Bears.
This one doesn't.
It's a venue, not a team.
The 2 venues. 2 venues.
Come on, folks. You want to show up? Come on, you get a free ticket. Let's go.
Not the teams.
Way.
Not the
venue.
venues. The venues. Bruce.
The
The Giants venue is a
playing it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, help them out there, Ron.
I'm just I mean,
No help. No help.
All right, the Meadowlands.
All right. That's a 1, Bill. That's a 1.
Okay, but I'm not coming to the show, so oops.
Oh,
all right.
Sally Rice. Do you know her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I told you that's why I got to bring my wife to the show.
That's why you're gay. Okay, I was just wondering.
Close, Andre.
Giant
Close.
Stadium.
We've got Giant Stadium and Wrigley.
There it is, Dave.
Dave.
Dave. Giant
Which Dave
Stadium.
is that? Which
Dave?
You go. Milwaukee Dave. Who else?
Milwaukee Dave. Oh, he's
Dave.
back.
He is.
Yeah,
he's
you
finally.
know, it's one of those unique questions. You wouldn't think that a baseball stadium is where for the longest time the most NFL games were played. But at one point in time, you had the Chicago Bears and the Chicago Cardinals playing.
But don't forget,
Wrigley.
you got but you also Yankee Stadium. You have the Giants in there also. That's the old Yankee Stadium.
Who cares about the Yankees, man?
Hey. You're gay. Anyway,
You cruising again?
So look, Andre, we're going to bring you a pipe with us to the show. I'm going to give it back to Tim, and he'll give it to you personally. And Dave, make sure you check in, and Tim's going to have your name at the front desk. So you're going to be entering free also.
Dave said Ronnie can't finger my prize. Although he might do something with the ticket, Dave. Be very afraid.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Take a sniff. Anyway.
Gonna be sticky.
Folks, we hope you can come to the Chicago Pipe Club starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right. We're going to have a fantastic time. There's going to be people from all over the world. What else can you say to finish it up there, Tim?
Buy a Kaywoodie.
Yeah.
I hope. Buy a Kaywoodie.
Yeah.
Get in the slow smoke, and you'll enjoy your one-of-a-kind Kaywoodie, folks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bill, hey, we want to thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, it was my pleasure. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you. And continue in making fantastic pipes. We know we're going to push hard, and there's going to be a lot of people who will be smoking your pipe this Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
Sunday.
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 A lot of we're going to smoke in them, and hopefully we can promote you. And a lot. I mean, I got, I don't know, between Bob and I think I got about 20 Kaywoodies and Graybos and Medicos. I don't know. Maybe about 30 of them up there.
What did he say? Graybo? Graybo. That's the new.
Those are the other guys.
Ronnie has different manufacturers that are unknown.
Hey, you want to leave my New York accent alone? Okay, forget about it.
Graybo.
That's how Ronnie says.
Anyway, Bill, thank you very much. We look forward
Thank
to
you, guys.
next year. We hope you can make
Yeah, maybe next year I'll be there. Yeah,
that would be fantastic. And thank you very much for 4 generations of putting out a fantastic product.
Thank you for continuing the tradition.
Yes,
really.
Definitely. And from all of us to all of you, see you next Tuesday night. Thank you. Light them up. Keep them smoking, everybody. Take care.
Stay gold.
And we will sign off with all of that fun stuff, as Ronnie says. Light them up, keep them lit, and all of that fun stuff.
There you go.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Oh, we started the show. I went to that. That's what happens when you're a little bit on the. I was a little bit off.
I didn't take my pants down.
I was still live, by the way.
We're still live. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are still live. But I don't know.
Otherwise, we'd be dead.
I think I mistakenly trashed the closing, but I'll do this one instead.
Oh my God, Bill, you can hang out for the after party.
When Bob pours too many Manhattans, I get a little lost and I was actually
lost or a little looped.
Lost, looped.
I think he's shot. Yeah.
I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, you did during the show too. I like the
Many of the cigar brands that we make, they're antique, historic cigar brands. They've been made on and off for about 100 years. When you're smoking Toscano, you're smoking 206 years of history.
The Italians are here.
We're here. We're in the house. For some reason, we're finding a lot of Italians on this show.
Listen, I'm a Jersey guy.
Hey, we won't hold that against you. We invented this to we want to give people the opportunity to smoke the cigar at the optimal level.
The Chooch cigar.
Can you believe it? The Blanco 9 Chooch.
¿Cómo va? ¿Está bien?
¿Qué dice? ¿Cómo está?
Finally, I can answer the question. Anything new?
Yeah.
And we have some cool new stuff from Olivan.
This is a passion for me. It's not a job.
Your love and passion for this is,
I love it.
Unbelievable.
That's why we can make pipes out of this variety of corn.
11 years ago, I went back. I bought the rights to everything La Polina.
Sure, it's family.
And restarted the brand again as a tribute to my grandfather.
It's nice because you get to see a lot of your friends. You got to remember, I've been doing this for 30 years, so a lot of these people are like family.
Build a platform where we could celebrate boutique cigars.
Leave Starlight House blend for one store in Pennsylvania.
Wow. Join forces of pipe tobacco and
superheroes. I always look forward to the Super Bowl events, and I always looked at the trade show as just one of those things.
We're not just selling cigars. We try to live our lives, and we use this as a means to share our stories and to really create community.
Hold on, man. Wow, that was... Wow, man, you got me.
Tell my brothers to light 'em up. We'll drink that whiskey from those old dirty cups. We'll toast to the present, the future, and the past. This ain't my first drink, but it ain't my last. 'Cause this world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining.